XRP has surged by over 8.8% in the last 24 hours, and it's been a pretty significant surge for the price action, breaking out of some of those bearish patterns and setting some new highs on the smaller time frames. So what's next for XRP? In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the technical analysis of XRP, sharing my thoughts and opinions on the smaller time frames and medium time frames as to where I think the price action is heading. I'll be sharing my kind of trading tips and strategies for the market so that you can take advantage of these big swings and basically grab and extract some of the liquidity out of the market in your favor. Guys, let's jump into the charts and take a look. As I do, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's take a look at XRP. So here's XRP paired up with USDT on the 1 hour Binance chart. We were tracking this idea of a move to the upside. We put a video out yesterday talking about the breakout. This was because we actually kind of saw a little move to the downside before it has happened, but the market decided that it wanted to rally significantly. So what have we seen so far? We've seen a very good run. Okay, we were looking at this first area of upper resistance. Okay, this was actually an area that we hit over here, which led us to the lower trend line. And then, of course, we get this break to the upside. Okay, now what's really interesting about this is the test of this previous area failing, coming down to our expected range, which is where we actually thought the price was going to land. And you can see here that we rallied through it, came back down and rallied from here again. This range that we were looking for the surge to the upside was between 57.31 and 58.36. Now, if of course we have a trailing stop, this would have been fantastic, but there was also this option right in here to get back into the market after we saw some fantastic breakout situations occurring. So, a couple of different ways we would have made some decent profit on this by going long from this breakout right in here. Stop loss would have been down at the previous swing low, and we could have targeted out all of this. I probably would have targeted the resistances right inside here. So a risk reward ratio of 1.5 would have been a fantastic place to take profit initially, and that would have been your first trade kind of being completed. And then we would have looked to not necessarily go short on the market here, but basically look for this long breakout situation. So with this one, we would have looked at a trade here on the breakout of the trend line, the closed position once again. We would have waited for the second candle, which would have been in this little range right here, and our stop loss would have been way too big. It would not have really been a good idea to be trading this one, so I would have not traded long on XRP for this particular candle. We would have had this profit, and if we had a trading stop, we could have taken advantage of that, but chances are actually we would have been a missed opportunity. That being said though, this move to the upside is quite interesting. Are we on track for a continuation, or should we be expecting a move to the downside? We have already fit and hit the expected range of our C wave, which is this one right in here. This move to the downside and rally is actually quite significant. Okay, it's significant because it means that we are likely to see this overextension complete, and we then continue this move to the downside. Now, as you can see, this is a part of a bigger downward trend line, and everything that we're seeing right here is in line with our expectations of that. Now, the problem is that I've been talking about a breakout situation on the daily time frame. The problem is that we're not yet ready for that breakout to 75.85 cents. We actually are going to be looking for a bit of a pull to the downside, and I've been talking about this for a while because we are still looking for those lower ranges around 52 to 51 cents. Now, has this move changed that? Yes, this move changes that targeted range ever so slightly. Okay, we might still rally up a little bit more. There's a lot of interesting areas of resistance at around 62 cents, for example. I don't expect us to go as high as that. We're currently kind of getting rejected on the 60-cent ranges. So it's possible that we can kind of push into these a little bit more, but these are major areas of resistance. As we can kind of see, if I draw them on right inside here and pull them across, you can see that this is an interesting range of resistance historically. And that is kind of what we're facing right now where we're coming up again. So we're not likely to see a significant surge or a big breakout into a daily higher high, but I am expecting XRP here to go a little bit higher, and that's going to be a huge shorting opportunity. We're going to look for bearish engulfing candles if we can get any of those. We can see here that this is a bit of a reversal, 2 candles here. In fact, actually looking at this, we already see here a hammer, which is this candle right in the middle, that one right inside there. And we can see that we have basically a market that can't quite decide. And if this candle closes down here, then that is where I'm likely to see. So we're looking for a closed body, by the way, of a candle lower than the swing low of that hammer. In my opinion, that is going to be where we can go short on the market, stop loss higher than the swing high, target out the 50 SMA or 50 EMA. 1.5 minimum risk reward ratio. This example here would be a 1.87, and that would be my short expectation on the market, right? So in the next hour, and by the time this video actually goes live, because I'm recording this at 6 a.m. UK time, so this will go out hopefully at around 7, so in the next kind of 45, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, we'll know whether or not we can go short in this market right in here. Okay, so that's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out, targeting out down here on this previous trend line, but also the 50 EMA, the blue line coming through the chart, which is currently at 58 cents. Personally, 1.5 risk reward ratio is what I'm going to target. It's going to be great profit. Locking in profits is ultimately the game here, and extracting liquidity. I don't care about, whether or not the market pumps up and I cashed out too early. Ultimately, my strategy is to make profit. 1.5 risk reward ratio is my minimum expectations on all my trades. If it doesn't meet that, I'm not doing it. And if I am trading, of course, I'm going to be trading on 𝗕𝗘𝗪. Now, with this particular candle here, I can't go and trade on the market just yet. As much as I want to, I would be really inclined to kind of try and actually go ahead and trade it, but I think it's just a tad too soon to actually go ahead and do it. I'm just pull this up into the hourly chart here. So yeah, it's just a tad too soon to do this. I'm looking at these candles and I'm going to be looking for close positions. Of course, I would be trading on isolated, not cross. If I'm just short, I would be looking at 10x potentially, maybe lowering that to 5 if I'm really cautious. So I'll put a 5x short, for example. I'll be doing set a limit order on where I think potentially I can go market if the market is moving faster. I'll be doing 1%. 1 to 2% of my entire balance on the short, and I'll be up in a short position with a TP and a stop loss as done in here. Okay, so that would be my approach to it. Basically just keeping an eye on the market, watching what it does next and all that kind of good stuff. And so I'll be looking at that here. Now, obviously this chart is Binance and I trade on 𝗕𝗘𝗪, so I'd have a trading on 𝗕𝗘𝗪 area. So for example, I can go to my trades. In here I have Bluefin exchange, I have the 𝗕𝗘𝗪 exchange, and I can go to XRP, and this way I can actually monitor the 𝗕𝗘𝗪 XRP chart on the 1 hour time frame and assess and make sure that everything is right. So it's very important that you actually understand how to use TradingView properly to make sure you get everything set up correctly. For the videos, I like to use the Binance data because it's the biggest exchange, so I do use that for pretty much all of the analysis on YouTube. But when I'm trading, I have to look at the 𝗕𝗘𝗪 trades charts because they're the ones that we're actually going to be trading on. Okay, so very important that we understand the differences. Sometimes there's some different prices across those different exchanges, different wick highs, different places to put your stop losses and all that kind of stuff. So for the market, XRP on the 1 hour time frame looking very, very interesting. And yeah, we are still looking for these moves to the downside. But as I said, that move to the downside changes depending on how high we go. At the moment, if we take that into consideration, its current swing high, and if we do get a bearish confirmation of going down, then our targeted range is going to be a little bit lower. We're going to be still looking at around 51 cents though, so I'm not too concerned at the minute. So yeah, at the moment, that's kind of where we are with XRP on the 1 hour time frame. If we take this to the daily, we obviously have that bullish breakout scenario, and really all we're doing is testing that upper trend line, and we are going to, in my opinion, look for this move to the downside. It's possible, of course, we come even deeper, losing the 50-cent range, going down to that low range with a wick at 47 cents, and then getting a bigger break to the upside for the 75-85 cent range, and potentially even that $1 level at the 1.618, which will be an impulsive break to the upside for XRP. So there's a lot of things going on, right? And once is one of the things I keep talking about on the channel, and I try to tell people every single day that the market is about extracting liquidity. At the minute, that's what's going on. You have market makers trying to actively trade, trying to work for projects, treasuries, trying to make the treasury funds go the best possible way, right? And so it's important that we understand that a lot of liquidity is being extracted from the market, and there is already a liquidity crisis in the crypto space. And because liquidity is low, and we're seeing these larger it causes these larger swings in the market when liquidity is low. The higher liquid markets are basically markets where we see a bit more of a stable market, specifically if buyers and sellers agree. So that's kind of why liquidity is really important. It's important to understand how to hunt for it, where you find it within the order books, and that's essentially what the market makers are doing. They're kind of navigating the price towards pockets of liquidity and taking advantage of it. And XRP is no exception to this. We see it with Bitcoin, we see it with Cardano, and we're seeing it with XRP. We're seeing it pretty much across the board when it comes to the cryptocurrency market. So for XRP's price action, the message is quite clear. Expect volatility. Just because we've had a great run to the upside doesn't mean that we're all only and forever now just going to the upside. The actual expectation here is that Bitcoin and the wider crypto market is starting to reach exhaustion with these moves to the upside. And unless, of course, they break into new daily higher highs, there is a high probability that actual rejection happens and the price now moves down to the next pocket of liquidity. You can let me know what your thoughts are on all of this in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Join us in the free Discord server linked in the description, and we can continue the conversation there. There's a fantastic community, really knowledgeable on all this stuff as well. And if you have found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe and check out my second channel for the technical analysis on Cardano.